Welcome to the Undrafted Uncensored cast of Pod. Hosted by Nick Archuleta. Mosted by Colin Zanger. And last but certainly is least, Joseph Goodwin.
Welcome in, everyone, to Undrafted Uncensored. Colin, you need a minute there?
Welcome to the Undrafted.
Should we start again?
Yeah, we're just
Let us
gonna
begin.
one more time.
Pod.
Yeah.
Welcome. Well, Colin shotguns a beer for the first time.
Host.
My Frosty was a little too full, and I thought I had it figured out. I don't.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
So when
don't.
Cecil always says "stay frosty," that's not what he meant.
Nope. Now my dog is
Right when his lips went on it.
Yep. I
Sounds
mean,
like a
I
magic
appreciate a full Frosty, but
Is that what the kids are calling it these
What
days?
flavor is it?
pineapple.
Oh, it's the SpongeBob one.
Yes.
What? There's a pineapple?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's a Krusty Krab meal.
It's
That sounds
only
great.
there's not for much longer, and apparently there's not much more of this one left after.
Yeah,
it
it's
just
Krusty
was
Krab, dude. They
overflowed.
have a Krabby Patty and fries and a
What?
pineapple Frosty.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like go get it like after
I
the
would-
show.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, no, all you hear is their stupid fucking soft drink promotion all over the place. I didn't know there was a SpongeBob meal. This sounds great. All I hear is you can get $1 soda that McDonald's has been doing for years.
No, they're not
Nobody
doing it
cares.
anymore.
McDonald's hasn't done it for years.
No,
Well,
it's
yeah,
been like
but-
2 or 3 years.
I mean, was that a big deal? I didn't care. I guess maybe people did, but
I did because it was nice to go get a nice large high C orange.
ooh, yep, those are classic. You can't go
Like,
wrong.
I don't know what it is. The high C orange at McDonald's just still rips.
No, it's the Sprite still.
No, but it mix the high C orange with the Sprite.
Oh, there you go.
That's a quality drink too.
Oh, god damn it. I hope dogs can eat like pineapple. I know they can eat vanilla Frosties, but
I guess we're gonna
We'll
find
see.
out.
We're fixing to find out. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. It's also it's not real pineapple. Let's be real here.
We'll find
yes,
out.
pineapples from under the sea.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Oh,
Oh man! So, how'd you guys survive the snow? I mean, the Snowmageddon, it's the first worst, most amazing snowstorm since I was apparently 11.
there's no way. That's great. This was nothing compared to the ones that we had in like
No, in
2018.
November. In November.
In November.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, this was the worst ever in November that we've had, and it wasn't
94.
good. Plus, I heard that it was way different in a bunch of different areas. I mean, where I live in the South Denver Metro DU area,
What
we
about
got
you?
hit kind of hard, but they closed a bunch of the roads up by the mountains and everything.
Yeah.
I-70 was shut down. They were telling people to turn around because you couldn't go that far because everything was sold out.
yeah.
So,
Floyd Hill people were not able to get up the grading, but like it's a lot of just like snow and slush. I think that was bad, but other than that, like this has been like to me, all that means is that November just has weak ass snow.
no, it was I don't know. Like I said, we got hit relatively rough down here. It wasn't easy. It was also heavy snow, which sucked for clearing out your cars, but made it to work, made it live, got through DU. DU won their game last night as
Nice.
they continued perfect on the season. 18 straight wins for the University of Denver hockey team,
Good for them.
going to tie their total record as far as consecutive wins over 2 seasons tonight. They're also wearing their throwback unis from this is their 75-year anniversary. I'll pull it up. Their throwbacks are dope.
Really? That's awesome.
Colin picking up a DU sweater.
Oh, hey, by the way, while Colin does that, I had to go pick up a UPS package yesterday. So there's a mail place up here that they'll take their UPS packages if they can't deliver them. They sell like jerseys and hockey sweaters. I mean, they're not authentic, but I picked up a Joker jersey yesterday for $40.
Sweet.
I'm like, I mean, I don't care if it's authentic. It looks decent. It was the Black Rainbow Warrior one.
Ooh, I like those.
Nice.
Those are
did
some
like
good
that.
ones.
That was the only reason I got it. But I mean, they have hockey sweaters. I think they have baseball and football jerseys too. So later on, if you guys want, I'll tell you where it's at. They're really nice there, and I mean the quality is pretty decent.
Nice.
Right. Do they have a Lil Jordan Humphrey?
They only have the hockey and basketball out right
now. No, they fumble all those on the way into the store.
That makes sense. Yeah, they didn't make it in. Last 2 weeks, it's crazy. They had them 3 weeks ago, but
I heard they were deflected and intercepted by another store.
Yeah.
Someone
else picked them off before they got there.
Oh man, he's gonna be, dude. He had such potential, and now he's just becoming a joke.
He was a great story. I wouldn't say he had potential. He was, pushing 30, extremely slow, real big, which makes me smile because that's just the antithesis of what we see out of the NFL receivers today with Tyreek Hill. Everyone wants to be the short, fast, athletic guy, and we're over here with Lil Jordan, the big guy named Tiny, just having a great time. But it can't get much worse, right? Knock on wood.
Yeah.
So hopefully the skid is over, but he might not see much of but at the same time, he's the best blocker the Broncos have, which isn't necessarily a great thing. Doesn't mean the Niners are forcing the ball to Juwan Jennings either, but he's going to be one of those players that's probably constantly made fun of. Not quite like Raheem Moore level, because the Broncos aren't good enough to be disappointed by those turnovers that he caused. But sadly, that's what he's destined for, unless he, does some crazy shit, makes a David Tyree catch at some point,
Did you find him?
Oh, I'm looking.
Squirrel?
No, I got distracted. I was looking at porn.
No, the Twitter feed wasn't showing up on the right ones. All right. It was showing up some other ones, but I'm pretty sure I got it. Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Go. Nice.
Dude.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I'm a fan of those.
Let's see if they have more in the photo gallery.
When did they go to? When did they change to that more?
Oh, this is
burgundy maroonish.
I guess that might be all that they have.
Do they have these at the UPS store, Nick?
No.
Oh, there we go. Full unis. Yeah, 75th anniversary, so they have alumni weekend going on right now.
Oh, nice.
But it's pretty cool. I like them. I like them a lot.
I like it.
You guys are obviously the official radio home of DU Pioneer Hockey, right?
Oh, did that not pop up on the new ones? I'm sorry.
No,
it did. You just scrolled down.
But that's okay.
Yeah,
you just scrolled away from it. We saw it. It was there.
No,
and then
I went into the photo gallery and it didn't continue to share. Oh well.
Oh yeah, no, we saw that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't too mad though.
Yeah, that's all right. But we are. Yeah, we're the home for DU Pioneer Athletics.
Are you gonna get a ring?
No.
You're gonna get a ring?
They already gave them out. I gave them crap on the radio. I was like, "Hey, wait, where's mine?"
Yeah,
like, you have to have 11 game minimum or whatever. I'm like, I did way more than 11 games.
I'm sure Colin
his employees up.
This is a private institution.
Kroenke owns DU too.
No. He's talking about the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go.
I wish I do.
I'm gonna start going to Magnus with a sign. Give Colin a ring. And I'm just gonna stand there and hold it the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey, that'd be dope. I might be able to get you tickets.
There you go.
I do need to go see a DU hockey game. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, if you get us free tickets, then we have to make a sign that says, "Where's Colin Zanker's ring?" And nobody in the stadium will get it except for Jay Stigney, and I appreciate that.
Jay would laugh. Jay would definitely laugh, and he'd be like, "There's two idiots over here with signs."
Jay got a shout out
from
NHL. I'm trying to think of the dude's name now. He got a shout out on the Avs broadcast. His former partner helps out McGahee and does some stuff, and said that Jay Stigney always had the greatest nicknames for hockey players.
Yep.
And that's him. That's our guy.
Yeah. Listen tonight, starting at 7. Our game starts at 7. Pregame starts at 6:30.
Go check it out.
No, the Pioneers are playing better hockey than the Avs right now, though.
That's true. Yeah, well, the Avs are starting to. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but I mean, the Avs are starting to creep their way back in.
Can the Avs get Magnus Krona?
Magnus Krona is no longer there.
That's what I'm saying. He's a professional hockey player now, right? Can the Avs get him?
I don't know if he's in the NHL. I don't know if he made it to the NHL.
He was a goalie, right?
Yeah. He was a goalie.
He got drafted. I thought
we're set. Yeah,
it was like later in the,
and Magnus.
I thought it was like later in the draft though.
He probably maybe got drafted. Does the NHL do that baseball thing where they'll draft guys and then just not use them and then draft the same guy next year?
He's playing for the Milwaukee Admirals in the AHL.
Sick.
Yeah. So he's for last 10 games, he's played in 4 and given up 6 goals.
Who's they the affiliate of?
Sick.
I'm guessing the Sharks. It looks like he was drafted by the Sharks.
Okay.
Cool.
Milwaukee?
No, Predators. Predators signed him.
Okay, Nashville
No, he was drafted by the Lightning. His NHL rights are with the Predators right now.
No, don't start that bullshit. No, we're not going into rights and all. We're just gonna say where he's at because it's gonna.
I'm just reading.
Stupid.
I'm assuming that he's with Nashville because his NHL rights are with them. He was drafted 2018 by the Lightning.
Because I went walking in Nashville.
I don't get it. I don't want to get it. It's too confusing. I don't care. What I do care about right now is the Buffs. Before they scored their touchdown before we started our show, did not look like they showed up to Texas today. Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't know if that was a sneeze or a cough, but bless you. If it was.
Cough.
Oh, okay.
Clear in the pineapple.
Disregard then. The defensive line is kind of there, but other than the D line, Travis Hunter is trying to rely on the officials to call every single penalty when they touch him. Shador has gone into Russell Wilson mode, and they're not really establishing a run game right now. And it's looking bad unless Joe can tell me something different.
I'm looking at it right now. It's 13-10, so that's closer than it probably should be.
Thank you, defense. That's
also kind of a testament to what people have been saying all week about Texas Tech, that but it's still going down 13-0 against a team like that you should beat is real bad. But and that disappoints me about Travis Hunter, because I don't want to see the Buffs turning into a LeBron James team where their main goal is to get penalties and utilize that to go forward. Like just be better because you are better. Like you're more talented. Just do that. Don't try to get all these calls and someone breathes on you so you get upset. Catch the ball anyway, and then they call a PI.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, let's not act like, I know Texas Tech isn't great, but it's also still a tough place to play.
Yeah.
I mean, Lubbock, I mean, anytime you go down to Texas and those kids that they're recruiting, I know that CU has definitely gotten more athletes recently, but most of those kids in Texas are better with, one-handed than a lot of the kids that were going to Colorado. I'm not saying all of them there now, but we just don't know. They're not the big names. They're just the kind of, go to work type of mentality, much like Nebraska is in a lot of ways.
Look at their biggest alumni.
What's up?
Look at their biggest alumni. How many really heard about Patrick Mahomes before he ended up in Kansas City?
I was trying to think who's their biggest alumni. Yeah, Patrick. Okay, that makes sense.
But you have, the Buffs hopefully can get it together and come through. It looks like they're gonna get to halftime with the down by 3. Texas Tech just went out on 4th down, so or missed field goal too. So, hopefully in the second half they can get it together.
Just watched them miss it.
But you had to know that they were gonna put up a fight to start. There is a lot more of the the CU nationality or CU verbiage going around and where they are, what they deserve, what don't they deserve. And they have the target back on their backs again. They're ranked in the top 25 again. They're getting they're on all the media tours while Texas Tech is sitting here and they're like, hey, we have 6 wins also, guys.
Yeah.
There is that target that's on their back now. So
yeah, but they also had a couple.
Texas Tech came out firing.
A couple of those games, Texas Tech got their doors blown off of them too. That's the difference in their losses too. Is CU's have been just idiotic mistakes, whereas when you get blown out, it's kind of hard to really say, "Oh, you're still doing okay." No, you got boat raced, and
well, it was idiotic mistakes and Nebraska.
Well, yeah, and idiotic mistakes.
That was a lot of mistakes in one game. But yeah, I mean, and from what I've seen though with this, I didn't realize they were 6-3. I thought they were not that good. But people talk about this is one of those teams that they should beat. So even if CU does win this game by not a lot, that could still end up hurting their national ranking.
Oh, there he goes.
That's a good picture of him, though.
Right? Should keep that.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say is they only got blown out by Washington State. They've been the ones who did the blowing out in most of the games.
But that's what I mean. You still have that one game though that.
Yeah, I mean, but CU doesn't have a 66-21 win.
No, they don't. but they're not that type of team either. I mean,
they can be. They can be.
But I don't think they're not coached in that way. They're I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like they are a team that could score 66 points, but at the same time, they're so flashy that they would rather like make these fancy plays and fancy moves and get series over with and get the defense back out there. It seems like.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the talented running game to put up that many points. If you're passing it pretty much all the time, you're just, you're a little bit too one-dimensional. Obviously, the passing game, is quick, but I feel like those teams that are putting up those ridiculous scores are just really good at both running and passing, and it makes the defense have to second-guess even more and just make more mistakes.
Well, and it's also a testament to, any given weekend. You have to respect your opponent.
Georgia Tech.
You looked right now, I was going to say Georgia Tech just beat Miami. Ole Miss has been playing really good football, but Georgia, who national championship, contenders year after year recently, they're losing to Ole Miss 16-7 right now. You have to be ready for your opponent. Number 17, Iowa's losing to Kansas 31-13. Maybe this is upset weekend, which I hope it isn't for the Buffs' sake, but it started off a little bit that way.
I mean, last time that happened, it rolled into Sunday too.
It did. It did.
Just saying.
Pick the underdogs.
Maybe not all of them, but
do that later.
Roll into Kansas City. You never know.
I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see how this plays out. This is, like I said, this is kind of the whole. They're away. They had a big win last week, and they're going into Texas Tech, who, like you said, they're not ranked. They don't get the exposure, but when you're following that up, having to go next week is, you beat Cincinnati last week, and then next week is, who are they playing? Who am I missing? Utah, right?
Yes.
You're going into Utah next week, which is a made-up rivalry. Whatever, that they're trying to get going,
distance or whatever rivalry you want to call it.
But there's something there with
kind
it.
Like a basketball division rivalry.
Yeah, I feel like they have to come out in the second half. Like you said, they get the ball in the second half. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, we'll be part of the way through the show. We'll see what happens early on in the second half, or if I call it like I did the Broncos game last Sunday in their first drive and just say, well, this is over.
Ooh, that's going to be bad. Please don't do that.
It's not up to me.
We already.
It seems like it is lately. So if you could stop doing that, that would be
What do you mean?
fantastic.
Collins picked a loss every single week. Every time the Broncos win.
That's just to throw us off his trail.
That's just to throw us off his trail.
I don't want you guys knowing when I'm zigging or I'm zagging.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just throw us off his trail. I don't. Yeah, like you said, I mean,
Like a Batman villain.
obviously it's halfway through the game, and the Buffs do like to show up in the second half anyway. Hopefully, that's what most of this is. It's just the Buffs being the Buffs and making halftime adjustments. But again, Texas Tech is one of those sneaky teams too, sitting at 6-3, where don't take them lightly. I mean, obviously you did that first quarter because they put 13 up on you pretty damn fast.
Yeah, thankfully the defense tightened up. I mean, obviously you missed field goal to end the second half, but you didn't allow end the second quarter, right? You didn't allow any points after that first quarter. So we'll see.
Quarter shutout. It's only one quarter, but still.
Yeah, we'll see.
Speaking of Texas Tech alum, we'll go ahead and move over to Kansas City real quick, where the Broncos will head to, I don't know what the hell it's called. I'm still going to call it Arrowhead, just like I call it Mile High.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeehaw!
Is that the stuff you put in coffee?
That's ghee.
Oh.
Ghee butter.
Oh, okay. Still don't care.
By the way,
that's what Aaron Rodgers ate to throw up and poop a whole bunch.
But before we totally move on, the one thing that we also haven't mentioned is that Texas Tech does have a bye after this week. Their bye is this weekend, so they are pretty much laying it all out on the line. You probably I didn't see that coming. I didn't look ahead to that portion.
I didn't either.
So, yeah,
that's good to know though, because they'll like you said, they're definitely throwing everything they have left at this team before they go on a bye, and late season bye like that for a team like Texas Tech is big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How about are the Broncos going to lose to the Texas Tech former quarterback?
See, all right. So I started this last show. The Chiefs are averaging just about 25 points a game, and they're giving their opponents 18 points a game. 203 to 147 is total points.
It's still a touchdown.
That's where I'm going with this. Is the Broncos are what, underdogs by 9?
I'll pull up the number here.
I think it's underdogs by 9. And
I'm
again,
famous Texas Tech alumni, and I'm pretty happy that Mac McClung is one of them.
7.5.
Oh, it's down to 7.5 now. Okay. Well, then it still doesn't change my argument a whole lot, because it just shows you that the offense is being saved by that defense right now. This is this is just a better version of last year's Broncos team, where the defense keeps you in the games just long enough that you can keep your head above water.
Yeah,
Colin
and I are both shaking our heads, like waiting to see which one of us is going to say it first.
Defense is all that they have.
No, their offense is playing this way because they can afford to, because they don't have to care as much, because the defense is kicking ass.
And that's when you fall asleep on an opponent, because here you are, we can just dink and dunk around the stadium because we're so much better. And then next thing you know, you're looking at the scoreboard, it's 21-13 in favor of Denver.
Yeah, and then they get the ball back with 30 seconds left, and Mahomes drives down to win the game.
Yeah, to DeAndre.
They don't care. Like, they just don't care. And yeah, sure, something could change, but yeah, when you're looking at this, the defense was doing a great job early in the year for the Chiefs. I mean, that was one of the big reasons why they are undefeated to this point in time, because they held them in a lot of games. But Mahomes was doing enough in those games, and he was also getting used to a revolving door of wide receivers and a change in the running game. They lost Isaiah Pacheco. They had to play Carson Steele for one game
they played a white guy at running back. Come on.
Who averaged like 2.2 yards a carry, and they still came out victorious. Yeah, it was 17-10, but they still came out victorious.
Remember all the fantasy football gurus like, dude, pick up Carson Steele. He's going to save your season.
Yeah. And then it's not the defense that won these. They beat the Raiders 27-20. They probably could have put more up there, but 30-24 against the Bucks because of an overtime. That was the offense driving down the field. It wasn't them stopping Baker Mayfield.
That's
Mahomes
in NFL overtime too. oh, we won the toss, so here you go. You might as well just give us the game.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to stop them.
I just still don't like it.
I don't either, because the NFL is designed for the offense to succeed. So that definitely, it's funny. You see the look on Baker Mayfield's face when they lost the toss. He's like, "Fuck, it's basically over." I don't like that we have different rules in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season. Like, and I get it, the playoffs, like, it means more. Thanks, Jim Mora. But playoffs. It just feels bad that we don't do that. And I get it, player safety, you don't want them out there as long. But, like, it sucks because those games can end up meaning a whole heck of a lot for those teams.
I mean, NFL isn't going to adopt the college rule. I wish they would. You're right. It'd be nice if they adopted the college rule. Both teams get the ball. You both get a chance. If you score, you score. If you don't, you don't. But that's not going to happen. And they're not going to take away the possibility of a tie anytime soon. They're not going to change it from a 15-minute overtime period.
Well, you're still going to get the opportunity of a tie. I'm not saying change. The rules exist in the playoffs. Just put them in the regular season.
Well, yeah, but if you're going to have both teams get the ball
once,
no, but I'm saying, if they would have to get rid of the opportunity for a tie, because what happens then if a team drives down and takes a 10-minute drive, and then the other team has the ball with no time left in the quarter,
then the game's
over.
The
overtime period.
Then the game's over.
I mean, well, then the game's over. But did the other team really get a full opportunity to possess the ball? There's a whole other bag of worms that you're opening up, because the other team had the other team had the whole opportunity to drive the ball as long as they wanted to. Now your team doesn't. This is where the college football overtime rules would be the ones that you'd want to adopt for the NFL if you're going to adopt something. Because
because plenty of time. Like, if you can't stop a team from taking literally 10 minutes of, like, how many 10-minute drives happen in the NFL? Not very many. I mean, they happen for sure. But, like, if you can't stop them from doing a 10-minute drive
until they get the whole football, and then, here's your 3 runs that get you 4 yards maybe, and then, or here's your 2 runs that get you 4 yards, and then here's Mahomes throwing one for 10. Getting them a first down, stop, and then keeping it in balance, keep the chains moving. And I mean,
just letting the play clock run and run and run. I mean, that's
for sure. But 10 minutes, that's a lot. Like, that's insane to go that long, or even longer, because it's a 15-minute overtime period. So, you don't want to get like back and forth constantly like college. Just one time, because you give each team one shot at the ball and you're good to go. Everybody's Spider-Man and Family Guy. Yeah, absolutely. If it works for the playoffs, it works in the regular season too.
Yeah, give it 8 minutes. I mean, but then the other team still doesn't have an equal amount of time as the other team. You're putting yourself in the same situation with that, because then it's like, oh, well, they had a chance to possess they had 8 minutes to have the ball, then we only had 7 minutes left, and then the game ended because we ran out of time in overtime.
Then you got to stop them quicker. Like, that's it. No team with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter is running that entire amount of time down. There's always multiple possessions in that amount of time. So you'll get the time if you have a 15-minute overtime period.
But in overtime, they're running the clock much more. They're running it out.
Sure.
Yeah, they're trying to. They're letting it roll. And so I just you're putting a different situation having both teams. I mean, I get it that it's unfair and to not have both teams get the ball, but the same thing that you're saying, if you're not stopping him from having an 8-minute drive, then why aren't you stopping him from getting in the end zone?
Because you get time. If they get a 2-second touchdown, you've got all the time in the world. If you can't stop them in 10 minutes, you don't deserve to win that game. But if they get,
stop them from getting a touchdown, make them get a field goal.
If you get a quick little something or other, then your team gets a chance to come back and do the same thing. But yeah, if you can't stop them in 10 minutes, that's different. That's fair. That is so. Yeah, the team on defense can't complain at that point, because they couldn't stop you in 10 whole minutes, or 15 really, because that's how long the overtime period is.
These are the 4 longest drives in NFL history by time.
Okay.
The Titans and Cowboys, I think that's actually maybe the Oilers. And the Cowboys in 1997, the Titans had a 13-minute 27 drive that started in the third quarter and ended in the fourth quarter. The drive ended with a field goal. 49ers and Jags in 2021, the 49ers had a 13:05 drive. The Eagles in the Super Bowl, I don't know which one it is. It just says Eagles in Super Bowl, had a 7-minute 45 second drive. And the Miami Dolphins had a 12.5-minute drive of 21 plays and 94 yards. The average NFL drive is around 2:45, while the best offenses in the league average a little over 3 minutes.
Yeah, so that's plenty of time.
So I don't know. I think it would be, even if it's, even if maybe you consider half the time, give them
8 minutes,
8 minutes instead of 8 minutes for the half, because I mean the odds of them going that long clearly are not that good.
Yeah, they're very low. It's definitely fair. If you can't stop them from going 8 minutes, that's a really long drive.
Yeah, that's a lot of penalties too. So I don't know. I could see maybe that working out. But again, it's going to have to be something that they're going to have to give concessions for, because nobody's going to give tit for tat in the NFL anymore.
That's what I said. Why don't you? I mean, if you're gonna have both teams possess the ball, you make them possess it.
Yeah,
same spot, best on best.
Yeah,
just like college.
I like that one more. Start even if you start them in, in their own territory. So let's say the Broncos
started the 50 with the way kickers are kicking.
I was gonna say 45. Starting the 45 of the Broncos. The Broncos get the ball first. They start on their own 45. You got to march 55 yards to go score. And then same thing, Kansas City gets the football. They start at their own 45 and have to march 55 yards. It seems much more doable than what we're doing right now, which is we won the coin toss. So see you guys.
Yep, that's it. Game over.
But it is still better than just the random field goal to win the game that it used to be.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's getting better. It's still not perfect, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of giving somebody yards. I don't like starting on a yard line. I would rather still have some kind of, I guess, kickoff or whatever. Because
you have seen the kickoffs, right?
Exactly. That's part of the problem too. But I don't know. I don't like the idea of starting on. Maybe if you start on the 20, maybe both teams get on the 20.
So college.
But
are the other opposing teams 20 or you're 20?
No, you're 20.
So then that's worse than that. That's worse than a kickoff.
It's a touchback. You just get it as a touchback.
Touchbacks are no longer at the 20 anymore.
Whatever, 25 doesn't matter. If you go to the 25, then whatever. But starting at half field, that's so much extra yardage that you're just kind of giving them. I don't know. I don't love that. I would rather start further back, because that you still have to drive. You still got to do the thing.
Yeah, but you also only have 8 minutes. So you have to incorporate that into based on what we're saying.
Well, you guys took out the time. You said just give them the ball on whatever yard line and go. So there was no time in this scenario.
Yeah, I wasn't saying a time limit on that.
Yeah, the
time. I was just go with the college rules. I mean, you get balls and you go back and forth, man. I think college has a much better system for that overtime as far as that goes. Maybe cool.
I just wish they wouldn't keep getting it. Like,
so you have a dog in the race and it's your fourth overtime, and you still can't freaking beat the Buffs. Sorry.
Once each team has gotten the ball and scored, I feel like it's like they've gotten their chances. I don't like giving each team a whole.
Well, then both teams don't score and it's a tie automatically if you start from your 20 or 25.
Yeah, if nobody scores,
that's not exciting. That's not fun.
In America,
at least the college one, you usually get goals.
In America, we win.
You get points.
Well, they're going to get buckets.
I was thinking about hockey tonight.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we're not going to end this. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, whatever platform you're watching us from. We appreciate you. We love you. Tell your friends, tell your mom's friends. Like, share, love, whatever platform you're on and they let you do. Make sure you do that as well.
Please.
We're always here. We're always annoying. We're always happy. And we're always not annoying too. What's not annoying? When Jamal Murray can come back and he actually looks like he had some skill knocked back into him. Because he actually looked good last night. Didn't look tired. He was actually hitting buckets. I was like, where did that Jamal come from? Did he get across the border finally?
He came from concussion protocol.
Came from Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, that Canuck got, most Canucks, they're used to head injuries. So, I was like, oh, he got a head injury. Okay, he'll be fine. He'll be out. Oh, maybe a day or two away. No, it was a little bit longer than that. But, hey, if this is what it takes for him to come back and make some baskets and look like a leader again, can we give him a concussion every 3 weeks?
Every 3 weeks.
He's going to be wearing a Guardian cap out there.
Yeah, right. I kind of would love that. I forget who it was that wore the black face mask that looks kind of like MF Doom. It was like, yeah, now face masks are cool again. You break your nose, you want to wear the mask.
Wasn't that Horace Grant?
It might have been.
Horace Grant wore one, yeah.
I think of Rip Hamilton.
Rip Hamilton was the one I was thinking of.
The Pistons. I was thinking LeBron wore one for a little bit too. It might have just been LeBron. But it's cool to see. I would like him to not have 4 turnovers in a game like that. That'd be nice. But we'll see how it goes. It's early in the season. It's still early season Jamal. He's not fully in shape, and that's. I wish that wasn't the way the NBA worked, but that's the common thought process. Is they all want to come into the offseason a little bit overweight, so you don't lose too much weight during the grind of the season. But I don't know, man. Just go to Wendy's a couple times a week and maybe come into the season in shape. I don't know. If you got to bulk up.
I mean, one easy way to not overeat at Wendy's is by spilling part of your Frosty on you. I know from experience.
Hashtag sponsor.
Thank you. I was going to say that.
With Jamal, yeah, he had this rest. He came back. He looked fresh. 4 turnovers. Okay. But he scored 28,
28 points.
I want to say.
So, yeah, he had a good game. Unfortunately, screwed me over because I was like, oh, he's going under in this game. Westbrook has played well. They're not going to give him all the time back. But they obviously did. And that, that's fine. I'm fine with losing that. But we also have to remember in this game that Jimmy Butler was out too. And there is Jimmy. Well, after like the first 4 or 5 minutes, he rolled his ankle and didn't come back.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah, that was part of my parlay too, so I didn't really care about the points after that. I needed 1-3 from Jimmy Butler, and that didn't happen, obviously. But
I needed 3 more points from Westbrook and a 3 from Jokic, and I won $1,700.
Oops! Damn.
Yeah, everything else hit. Christian Brown. Bam, all of it. But anyway, sorry, Colin.
But going into this game tomorrow, it's the Nuggets versus the Mavericks. I'm interested to see which Jamal Murray we're gonna have out there, because if Jamal Murray comes and plays the same way, that'll be a good sign that maybe he did take the concussion time and got a little bit more in shape. Was figuring some stuff out. But the Mavericks are a whole different animal, and I think the Mavericks will – I think they're going to pester Jamal and get in his head possibly, even though the game's here. They have a tendency to do that. Kyrie is damn good. Luka, we already know. So I worry about what happens in this game on Sunday with Jamal Murray more so. That first game back, cool, it's good. You have the energy, you're amped up. Let's see what happens after. Now you've played a game after and not playing. You have the rest. Is your body going to recover enough, and you're going to be able to play the same way? So the one thing I am encouraged by is the Nuggets and their bench and the other guys on the squad. When Murray wasn't in there, they were able to play good basketball and really hold the lead over the Heat. I know it was kind of a little back and forth, but it never felt like it was out of hand or like the Nuggets were losing it in that game.
Yeah, it just felt like the Nuggets had that lead that whole game, even if Miami got close. It was just you don't have that panic, I guess.
And some more good offensive play from our guy Peyton Watson, making some sweet dunks, actually looking like a person that can score the basketball. We're still not sure what his offensive style is yet. He kind of just does whatever seems to work. But you know what? If he can hit threes consistently and he can score inside relatively, then you know what? He's Jeff Green, who just jumps higher.
I was going to say, I mean, Aaron Gordon. I'm not saying he's the next Aaron Gordon, but what's Aaron Gordon's style? I mean,
rim runner, dunking.
But when he first came in the league, what's he do?
Oh, he did everything when he came into the league.
Then
he was hitting jumpers. He was dunking. He was winning the dunk contest. Aaron Gordon is a dunker. He is a big kind of power forward athlete type guy. Where Peyton Watson, he's smaller. He may be better
smaller,
as
but he's still pretty big.
He's big for playing on the wing, but he's fantastic as a defender on that. he doesn't have the same like dunking pedigree that Aaron Gordon has. He's like Peyton Watson's not going to win a dunk contest. Maybe
No.
at some point in his career, but Aaron Gordon was already winning them at this time in his career. So they're just different styles of player. Like I think Watson's been a nice fill-in for those minutes of Aaron Gordon, but I'm waiting to see what if he's going to be a heavy 3-point shooter or if he's going to be like Christian Brown. We know he's going to be an inside, get fouls, get buckets, and then take threes when they're open type guy. And we're still kind of waiting to see Peyton Watson's exact style, but we know what he is on defense. And I think that's kind of enough.
But I think when Aaron Gordon came in the league, he was a lot like Peyton Watson. He could dunk and do some stuff, and maybe that's Watson's comparison. Yeah, his defensive prowess is there, but there was still a lot of where does Aaron Gordon fit in on these teams? He was. I think there's a lot of the similarities as far as questions about where their game fits into the NBA exactly. And like I said, yeah, Gordon could dunk, but could he handle the ball? Was he going to be the guy who was always, was he going to be the post up guy? Was he going to be the mid, standing in the mid range? Was he just going to stand underneath the basket and dunk the ball? Or were you going to have to give it to him? Was he going to be able to bring the ball up? So I think, yeah, Watson, there's stuff to figure out, but he does have a lot of skills, and we've been waiting to see it. We already knew the defensive stuff was there, but I think offensively he does have the ability to go down in the blocks and be a really good mid-range type of guy that can stretch it sometimes out. We saw that last game. What, did he hit 2 threes, or was it 3?
He's actually hitting at a decent rate because that's the thing that he worked on the most in the offseason. You hear it was him, Christian Brown, and Julian Strother that were all really doing heavy work. I don't think they were doing it together, but those were the three that you always heard. Strother was trying to get his shot down because that's what he's always been. He just wasn't good his rookie year at it. Christian Brown was working on scoring in general, and Peyton Watson was working on his 3. And so we'll see how well that materializes. But as long as he can hit one, especially when they leave him wide open, because it seems like defenses are just leaving our guy. It's like they think everyone's Russell Westbrook, and they're just going to leave him on the 3-point line and see what happens.
I'm just glad they're getting better. They're showing their climb up. I mean, they're in that hunt for a playoff spot. Not that matters right now, but
playoffs. Yeah, Peyton Watson, 16 points, 2 of 3 from 3.
Yeah,
last night anyway.
As long as I keep showing growth, I mean, now that Jamal's back, we just got to wait for AG to come back, and then they can start putting their pieces together. The good thing is we have knowledge now. These guys can fill holes. Jamal goes out, we have guys that can fill in. AG goes out, we have guys that can fill in. So I mean, it's looking better. It's more improved, much like the Colorado Avalanche, who are also getting better by the week. Nichushkin comes back next week, and
Lehkonen.
Lecky, thank you.
Yeah, he came back.
Lecky just came back.
Yeah, Lecky came back.
Lecky came back.
What do you think about Ross Colton?
Thank you.
Which injured Av are we going to?
Yeah. Pick your.
Hey,
pick
folks,
your number.
welcome back to which injured Avalanche player are we talking about today?
Because those two stayed behind while the Avs were on this roadie real quick. And so when they come back next week, Val should be making his season debut at Ball Arena. That's my question is, I mean, obviously the players are welcoming him back in their own each individual unique way. As a team, they're bringing him in. How do the fans receive him?
I feel like they cheer. I don't know if Avalanche fans are as negative towards the team as Bronco fans who are ready to boo whichever quarterback happens to be starting at the moment. Thankfully, we're a little bit beyond that now. But I feel like honestly, it's probably a mixed bag. You probably get a little bit of both when he skates out there for the first time. I almost said takes the field.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I think it'll be excitement, but you watch him start to screw up some stuff on the ice and miss some passes, and not be there, then that's when you start to hear the boos, because then it's, well, you should have been here the whole damn time. You shouldn't have missed all of that time with the team. And that's more of an immediate gut reaction that probably isn't deserved, because isn't deserved in the way that expecting him to be on the same page as all these guys right away is going to be a little bit difficult. We know the Avs are a very finesse type of team. And so being there when you haven't been able to skate or take team activities for, 6 months is a difficult thing to have, no matter who you are, no matter how good you are. So if there's multiple mistakes and it happens for game over game, then yeah, I think you'll start to see the fans getting fed up, and what the hell were we waiting for this guy to get back on the ice? He isn't doing anything. But yeah, I think it's cheers coming back, and there's gonna be some boos, because he definitely cost this Avs team, or was a integral part of the Avs losing 2 different playoff series. So if
him not being there, but getting suspended both times, like the guy that you chose over Nazem Kadri.
Yeah. And that's the other part too, is, the Avs chose him and he has screwed us. We won a cup with him too.
Yeah.
But he's also screwed us and could have taken away chances with, we know Gabe has had his setback, but did he ruin one of Gabe's other chances? Like, is there that in there?
Maybe his last chance.
Yeah. So
Could be.
I
don't know. It's going to be. On top of that too, the goaltending. I mean, Georgie looked good the other night. He gave up one, and even that one was just kind of.
It was a defense. Okay, it was a defensive turnover. Yeah, he looked good. He gave up 1 goal.
Yeah,
Nick. Winnipeg shot the puck 4 times in the third period.
Wow.
Okay. Let's not pretend like George. Let's not pretend like he. I'm glad he only gave up 1 goal. Okay, but now let's that was still kind of a bad goal. I know it was a defensive turnover.
All I'm saying is he looked good. He gave up 1 goal. That's all I'm saying. I'm not giving this guy the freaking Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay, let's.
I'm not over here like, oh my God, Georgie, he's the next Patrick. No, he looks good. He looked like maybe he's learning a little bit of something from somewhere. But I'm not putting my faith in him. I'm not putting my faith in any of them.
Okay.
I just said he
sounded like that's where you were going. That's why I didn't say anything.
It was just nice that the Avs had a goaltender that could only give up 1 biscuit. That's it. I mean, the offense couldn't put the damn puck in the net to save their lives, but this is a good Winnipeg team too.
It is. No, it is. I sit here and we've seen these flashes before, and so I'm not going to read much into it. Like that should have been a game the Avs won. Yes, they gave up 1 goal. Winnipeg stopped attacking, and they just played defense and didn't let the Avs really get in the zone. The Avs also got kind of unlucky. I want to say the Avs had 14 shots. I believe it was 14. Maybe it was like 16 shots in the third period, and they couldn't get anything across. Hellebuck.
He looked good.
Hell of a goaltender. It's just
that's a hell of a goalie right there.
Yeah, I'm not, much like you said there at the end. I mean, I'm not reading anything into it because it was 1-0. There's a lot in this game that, like I said, I know it wasn't a defensive turnover, but it still should have been a puck that he stopped. That's kind of a 50-50 one, you could say, because he didn't have any help there. But I'm glad it was a 1-0 game in the aspect that Georgie did look good, and hopefully does figure it out.
Gives him his confidence.
But I need a lot more of a sample size before I feel anything.
Oh yeah,
anywhere near comfortable with Georgie in that.
Yeah, I like I said, I wasn't trying to give him, the Hart Trophy or anything like that. I'm just saying that he looked better. He had his head in the game, and like you said, it was a 50-50 shot, and he fell victim to the bad side of the 50. Okay, it is what it is. But he didn't let it get into his head. They didn't open up the floodgates. Defense stayed strong, and I mean, even if Winnipeg's going to let you spend 90% of the time in their zone, it just goes to show you that the Avs are still trying to find those guys, and that the Jets are legit right now.
But yeah, they were one of the best teams in hockey, I'm pretty sure, coming into that game. They were with the top defense last year. So the Avs losing to them 1-0 kind of fits. Like that's like they wouldn't have once Colin gave us that stat. They took like 3 shots in the third period because they didn't care. They didn't have to. They're waiting for the Avs to give them a reason to actually score points, which it hurts because the Avs used to have a definitive style like that, and they're just so injured right now that it's hard to get back to that, scoring touchdowns on fools type style of hockey. And especially when they're playing with a whole bunch of dudes that are going to be in Loveland at the end of the season, sadly. So it's just it's tough. It is. I think Nick's right in the sense that I just said Nick right. In the sense that yeah, right. In the sense that it gives Georgie confidence. It may be false confidence, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'll take whatever confidence I can get when our goaltenders have been who they've been. And I, as a hipster of sports and enjoyer of underdogs, I was looking forward to some double dipperoo and a dude named Capo Kakinen. That's sick, but I'd rather win games.
Yeah, you know who else likes winning games?
Is it Colin?
Colin.
This is the victory formation.
All right, boys, here we go. Best play in football. 6 right tight diamond victory on 1. Break.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
The Pick'em segment, proving that Colin Zanker is the most humble man in the history of time. Least. Featuring Nick Archuleta, wishing he was somewhere else. And Joe Goodwin, just kind of winging it.
Oh, that's right. This is the victory formation, and it is not on repeat. I have fixed that problem. But some things do repeat themselves, just like our picks from last week, or earlier this week. It wasn't quite a repeat. One of us went 3-1, one of us went 2-2, and the other one went 3-1.
You want to try that again?
1-3. 3-1, 2-2, 1-3. First things first, we tip things off with the Trailblazers against the Spurs. Spurs come out victorious over the Trailblazers in San Antonio. Joe, you got that one right, which means you got a whole 15-21 on that. We moved on to Thursday night football, where Nick doesn't really care that Joe Burrow and the Bengals lost because Joe Burrow put up 40 points. In my other league, I have Burrow and Chase on the same team.
Nice.
90 points. Yeah. So nice. I was like I said, it wasn't the end of the world, but it was the end of your bets for this week, Nick, because you lost that one too. Me and Joe both picked the Ravens 13-77. Then we move on to hockey. It was the Golden Knights versus the Kraken on Friday night or last night. The Kraken end up coming out victorious in overtime, 4-3 over the Golden Knights, which means that Nick and Joe both got that one wrong, and I was correct. And the big winner of the week at plus 120, $22 there. And then Kansas, North Carolina. Unfortunately, I cannot take my shirt off because North Carolina lost. They had the lead with 2 minutes left, and they ended up losing it. They had a shot at the buzzer, but Kansas holds on to win by 3 in that game, meaning that Nick and Joe both won that one. That was Nick's lone win of the week, and the lowest win of the week at 13.36. Nick, you lost 16.64 this week. You're in a downward trend. That's $21 or $22 over the last 2 weeks you've lost. No, not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but you're at 744.86 in third. I am in second place this week and second place overall with 15.77 this week at 863.23. And Joe, with your 32.34, you have moved over the $900 mark.
Ooh.
927.96 on the year.
I didn't mean to, but I just did the Numa dance. Mahila here, Mahila.
Let's get into the games this weekend that we're picking. Well, not just this weekend. Starting in about 45 minutes. We have number 11 Alabama playing number 15 LSU. This one is in Baton Rouge. So get your beignets ready. Will LSU get the W's ready, Nick?
You know, I've always had a problem with them just spelling "Go Tigers" Geaux.
But
I
it's
don't know
French.
why. It's stupid. It's
Good.
Louisiana. This is America. It's America. You're Louisiana. Okay. So give me the Tigers anyway.
We're gonna
You,
rip on the Tigers
Tigers.
and then pick them. By the way, CU takes the lead 17-13.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
Yeah, Shador just ran one. Not just. It was like a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Since we're hopefully in the victory formation, but
Watching it.
where is this game? Why don't I have it? Go ahead, Joe.
Well, I don't. They're both not that good, but they're both not that bad. Just because Nick said it, go Tigers.
Wow, Nick and Joe both going with the underdog Tigers, even though they are home. I am going to take Alabama. What?
Tied.
Didn't Nick
What?
take Alabama?
No, I took Tigers.
You took the Tigers.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a high-ranked Alabama and favorite team. I just can't see Alabama losing another game this year. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to imagine even without Saban there. We move on to NBA, and in the Sunday night matchup, or actually not the Sunday night matchup, but the best matchup Sunday, we have the Warriors at 7-2 versus the Thunder 8-1. This is in Oklahoma City. Warriors coming off where they got blown out by Cleveland last night. And the Thunder obviously coming off their loss to the Nuggets. Don't know what happens today with the Thunder game, but yeah. Joe, who you got?
I got to take OKC. Golden State, they're still reeling from losing, all their good players from their most recent championship. I don't see them putting together the type of game that can stop all those people in OKC. And OKC got themselves Alex Caruso, one of the few people that can guard Steph. Maybe not, to stop him from getting like 30, but or stop him from getting 20, but you can stop him from getting 30.
Joe takes the Thunder. I take the Warriors since they had the extra days off before the game on Sunday. Nick, who you got?
Word.
I think that loss to OKC is still just too fresh in their mind. I'm going to go to the Thunder.
All right. We move on to it's going to be a full slate of football Sunday. Starts off early in Germany. Giants play the Panthers. Oh, I love these early games, especially when they're two great teams pitted against each other. Panthers coming off a win, Giants coming off of whatever.
Something.
The Panthers are underdogs in Germany. I am going to take the Panthers and Bryce Young, even though they just traded away everybody. I don't really care because I don't know what the hell's going on with the Giants. Although I do hope Tyrone Tracy scores a touchdown. Nick, who you got?
I don't know. This is stupid.
Neither.
Give me Danny Dimes of the Giants.
Joe, who you got?
I don't know why. Drew Lock.
I was gonna say Drew Lock's still the backup in New York, right?
Yep.
My guy Horsecock Lock. Yeah, they both. I saw a great article on ESPN from some NFL higher up. Might have been Goodell himself. This is like, we are working very hard on the Munich game. Are you? Are you fucking really? Because these teams looked terrible at the beginning of the season when the schedule came out. Like, this was never going to be a good game. Yeah, I'll take the Giants. I don't like it, but I don't like picking either of these teams. So,
All right, we move on to Sunday night football. We have the Lions minus 192 going into Houston to play the Texans, underdogs at plus 160. Nick, who you got? Oh, the Texans are getting Nico Collins back this week, by the way.
I'm still going to go with the kneecap biters.
Joe, who you got?
One of the best radio calls I've ever heard in my life was the Mexico City game between the Texans and the Raiders when Brock Osweiler was the quarterback of the Texans. The guy was phenomenal because they got an actual Mexican announcer to do the game who spoke English for the whole broadcast. But they'd score and he'd be like, touchdown, Tejanos de Houston. It was amazing. I'd still the Lions, though.
Okay. Give me the Texans in this game, actually. I think them being at home and getting Nico Collins back is a big lift in their running game. Without having Hutch back there for the Lions, I think that is going to be kind of exposed in this game. I know Stroud is disappointed this year, but I like the Texans here. Monday Night Football, an actually even matched game. In some ways, the Miami Dolphins plus 105, Rams minus 125.
Yeah,
Joe, who you got?
As soon as it says evenly matched game, and then the first team is the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck.
Well, they have two. I mean, they have two back. I mean, yeah.
Talk about middle of the road.
I mean,
They're evenly matched.
Evenly matched. I mean,
that's what I said.
Kind of. I'm still taking the Rams though. They're just better. Even though they're probably more hurt right now. Not probably, they are. But yeah.
They are more hurt, and
Definitely.
Miami is getting healthy, which is exactly why I'm taking Miami in this game. I expect Tyreek Hill to find a way to get in the end zone twice. Nick, who you got?
Yeah, you nailed it on the head, Colin. The Dolphins are getting healthy at the right time, and the Rams are just still falling apart piece by piece. I don't really want to buy out a team right now, so I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
All right, and there you have it. We have our picks for this weekend.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, the picks are out there. They're in space, and so are we.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. We appreciate you, whatever platform you were on. If you didn't hear us thank you earlier, we're thanking you now. Thank you, Michael Spillane, and everybody over at E5280sports.com for hosting us. Thank you to Pikes Peak Sports Cards, our sponsor. We love you as well. Make sure to check them out for all your sports cards needs. For Colin Zanker and Joe Goodwin, I'm Nick Archuleta. This has been Undrafted Uncensored. Until next time, we love you guys. Take care, drive safe, and drink your milk.
Don't spill it.
Don't spill it. Drink.
Like Michael.